Hi everyone, welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. I decided that Roma Street Parklands was the perfect place to read Enoch the Emu. Love, love, love this book. Written by Gordon Winch and illustrated by Doreen Gristwood. Look at Enoch with his lovely stockings and gym shoes on. Let's see, because hello, no blurb today. Let's see what Enoch the Emu is getting up to. Too big to go splitsies today. A long, long time ago, in the far Australian outback, and in the middle of a dusty plain, lived an emu called Enoch. Enoch was good at eating, and he was good at kicking, and he was good at strutting about with his head in the air. Looks like his mum is good at cleaning up Enoch's mess. There's Enoch strutting about, got his boots on and his footy socks. And he was very good at meeting his mates at the Emu Club, where he drank too much billabong water. Likes hanging out with his mates. But Enoch was not good at doing his bit around the nest, like sitting on the 9 olive green emu eggs which his wife, Wilhelmina, had laid. "I am sick of you, Enoch," she said one night when he returned home late from the Emu Club. "I'm sick of your no-good ways. You never take a turn on the nest. You never bring me a fat, juicy grasshopper. You never ever drum me a little song, as you used to before the eggs came along." Poor Wilhelmina. She doesn't want to be left doing the housework and sitting on the eggs all the time. "I am sick of you, Enoch. I am sick of sitting here by myself on our eggs. So sit on them yourself, or there will be no babies for you to boast about down at the Emu Club." And with that, Wilhelmina stood up and flounced past Enoch, who slumped to the ground with his mouth wide open in amazement. What's going on? No more going down to the billabong. Enoch looked at the eggs as Wilhelmina disappeared down the track. "Huh?" he said. "What a fuss about a little bit of egg sitting. I, Enoch Emu, will show my wife how easy it is to sit on a clutch of eggs. I will sit here quietly until she comes back, and I won't complain once." Are you predicting what I'm predicting? I'm thinking he's going to start complaining. So Enoch sat and sat, but Wilhelmina did not return, not all that day or the next. Enoch started to get thirsty and hungry and cramped and very, very lonely. Dear Wilhelmina, he's writing her a letter. Got to turn the book upside down to read it. "Dear Wilhelmina, please come back and look after our eggs. I miss you desperately and need you to look after me." Enoch. I think that's going to work. I think she's trying to teach him a lesson. Then he saw Wilhelmina coming along the track. "Aha," he said, "and about time too." "Not so fast, my fine feathered friend," Wilhelmina replied. "Not so fast. I am here only to tell you that I am off for a little holiday with my friends. I'll be back when the eggs are hatched." Look at his face. Do you think he's happy about that? But, spluttered Enoch, "I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. What about my lunch? Come back." But Wilhelmina had really gone this time, and Enoch was left sitting all alone on the 9 olive green eggs in the nest in the middle of the dusty plain. What's he going to do? Enoch sat, and day after day and week after week with a look of determination on his face. No one came near him except for a bedraggled dingo who fled when he saw the fierce look in Enoch's eye. He started to lose weight. His face got thinner, and his body got thinner. His feathers lost their shine, but still he sat and sat Well, he's being a very good dad, isn't he? Do you think he's learned his lesson? Until one morning he heard a strange sound. Peck, 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 cheep, 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 peck, 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 cheep, cheep, cheep. Then he felt something move, and a tiny striped head popped out from under the feathers. Baby emus are so cute. Hooray, shouted Enoch. I've done it. I'm a dad. And he drummed with pride as more emu chicks poked out their tiny heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you know, sitting on the eggs was a pretty simple job, right? What about keeping 9 babies? How do you think he's going to go? Enoch had to show someone his new family, so he tidied the nest. Wait, what? He's tidying? Good job. Before setting off down the path to the emu club, with the babies following. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see if he can keep all 9 down at the club. Look at my new babies, boys, he said to his friends as they stood drinking at the billabong. All my own work. Well, nearly. The emus at the club were most impressed. Very fine young birds. Very fine, they said. There's a bird right above my head. And well behaved too. Fine, fine, very fine. And they all bent down to look at Enoch's babies. Let's check they're all there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job so far, Enoch. All that is, except Eben, an uppity young emu who was silly enough to give a little chuckle at the sight of Enoch with his chicks, but not for long because Enoch's eyes started to blaze and his kicking toes started to twitch. Oh no. Yes, now you come to think of it, said Eben suddenly. Fine, fine, very fine. Never thought of raising my babies myself. Might give it a go. Oh, Enoch got cross at him and pushed him in the water. Nobody picks on him and his babies. Quite, quite, said all the others. Seems a fitting thing to do. We might try it too. And indeed they did. Next season, all the male emus came to the emu club with their chicks, and would you believe it? They have done so ever since. And that's actually a bit of a fact about them. It's the males who sit on the nest and hatch the eggs. Let's see if he's still got the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, he's got his 9, but there's some new ones. They're all doing it. I love that about emus. They make good families, don't they? They all look out for each other. And I reckon those chicks would have a lot of fun hanging out together at the billabong. Enoch the Emu is a make-believe story, so it's called a fiction book. However, the part that we just read was true, wasn't it? It was a fact. After the female has laid her eggs, the male emu really does take over. He cares for the nest and sits on the eggs for 6 to 8 weeks until the chicks hatch. He then looks after them until they're able to look after themselves. If dingoes or foxes come too close, the male frightens them away by making a loud booming noise with his throat. He really is a very good father. If you ever see an emu caring for its eggs or chicks, then you'll know it's a male. However, be sure not to laugh at him because he's very good at kicking. And that is the end of Enoch the Emu. Did you think that you were going to learn a fact about emus reading this book? Thank you for joining me on Carmen's Australian Storytime. You see the birds down there that have been making all that noise, sunning themselves in the sun. Such a lovely place to read a book. If you're ever in Brisbane, come to the Roma Street Parklands. They're so beautiful. And there's so many spots here that you can do things. There's a playground here. All right, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to reading to you again soon. Bye for now.